Hello my gamers and tax evaders alike. I've got a nice view right over here while I'm recording the video. I'm rewatching Tom Scott's 2.5 hours of unedited garlic bread flight footage when he sent garlic bread to the edge of space and back and then they ate it. And it's nice to look. It's my comfort video. It's my comfort video. So I'm gonna do something in this video that I haven't done before, and that's review a video game. Now, I am not really a gamer myself. I wouldn't describe, I'm a person who plays a lot of games, but I don't have a lot of strong opinions, and I mostly stick to a couple of different games for the most part. I'll play Minecraft, Pokemon, Mario games, and factory games. That's kind of where I draw the line. Nothing else after that. You know, most gamers... Well, I feel like to consider yourself a gamer, you must have had to have played Dark Souls at least once. I have never fucking touched Dark Souls once in my life, and I have zero interest in playing Dark Souls. Not because the game doesn't look good, but because it looks bad. But the game that I want to talk about today, I mean, what the fuck? You guys know what it is. It's in the fucking title. No Man's Sky. Now, if you guys are like me, old, you remember the year 2016. Now, that was a hell of a year. And one of the things that happened that year was the release of No Man's Sky, which had been getting hyped up for years prior to its release in 2016. The hype for this game was like no other. The only thing that I can compare it to in modern times would be like Cyberpunk 2077. Is that what it's called? See, I had no interest in Cyberpunk. I found out about it like a month before it released, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I had no fucking care in the world for it. But No Man's Sky built up a fuck ton of hype. I was a big user of Reddit at the time, which is kind of hard for me to admit. It feels like admitting to being a heroin addict or something, like being a fucking zoophile. It's worse than that almost. But I was big into Reddit, and Reddit hyped the fuck out of this game. I mean, they had a massive subreddit just for people to discuss how excited they were for the game, which hadn't even come out and wasn't even going to be released for like years. But as the launch date got closer and closer, it fucking hyped everybody up even more. I recommend watching Internet Historian's video about it. He does a good job breaking it down, explaining the whole thing, and explaining what went wrong, because this game was panned upon release. People fucking hated it. They hated it! And I don't blame them, because at the time that it was released, it was a game where you would land on a planet, mine stuff, build things, and then fly to another planet and mine stuff, build things, fly to another planet. But you're not even like, you're not constructing anything. You're just making stuff so that you're able to fly to the next planet. There wasn't much of a game involved with it, which, considering the fact I'm getting a phone call from a scam call. Fucking hate. I get these scam calls all the fucking time now, man. But considering the fact it was a $60 game, it was not worth the price for what it actually was. The game was massively, massively unfinished. So I didn't buy it. I saw the reviews, everybody was talking about how shit it was, and I was like, alright, not getting this one. But it's been 5 years since the game was released, and the team behind it, Hello Games, has not stopped updating the game. They've been continuing to work on it and finish it and make it into an enjoyable game. So I recently, probably a couple weeks ago, decided to pick it up, and since then I've put 24 hours, probably 25, 26 hours into the game, and I gotta say, it's pretty fun. I still feel like the game suffers from the initial issue that it had, where there's not actually a shit ton of gameplay. A lot of the game feels like you're doing trailing missions from fucking Assassin's Creed, and that's just like most of the game. But it's not like there's more points behind it. There's reasons, and I think what they're doing a lot of the time is forcing you to walk and explore worlds and see this beautiful universe that they've created. And it seriously is a visually beautiful game. It's fan-fucking-tastic! I love it. It looks great. And it's also got some of these things that make me extremely wet, which, like, I mean, you can battle space pirates, get bounties for hunting fucking space pirates. You can establish intergalactic trade routes where you've got ships, you got a big-ass fucking... I got a huge-ass freighter that just carries around cargo, and I can send shit on missions, and I make money, and I'm trading shit, and it's fucking cool, man. It's pretty fucking cool. And I'm doing all of this, and then I go back down to the planet, and I need to go looking for stuff because I've run out of these things and I need this one specific item, and so I have to go out and collect a bunch of ferrite dust, and oh god, I'm out of carbon, and fuck man, now I'm running out of dihydrogen. For fuck's sake, I need to stop my rocket and get out, get some dihydrogen, and oh my god, there are some things about the game that I absolutely fucking despise, and that is the actual grind of the game. The grind is not fun. What I've been doing at points when I need to grind is just throwing on a podcast and listening to that. Now, if you are interested in a podcast, you could actually check out my podcast, Your Podcast Got Leaked, which is available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, not iTunes, and also just an RSS, and you can also listen to it on YouTube. Great podcast, check it out. But I just throw in a podcast and I do the fucking menial shit and get it out of the way, but it's not really enjoyable. So what I would say about the game is that the parts that are more boring are very slow and tedious, but the parts with action, when you're flying around, when you're doing the story, you're exploring, talking to people, doing trade missions, looking at all these other crafts in a world that feels so alive because you're walking around your planet and there's crafts flying over you, and you find like random stations that have been built on the planet, and there's aliens there that are doing trade, and you can go and you can buy their ships from them, or just buy like rare products from them that you can take to a different system and sell at a profit. It's fucking cool. And that's the part of the game that I fucking love. But they put way too much into forcing you to do this menial shit. If you could buy a lot of the menial shit, maybe later into the game, they force you to do it early game for more of a survival way to do it. But when you get further into the game, I wish that there was an easier way to get certain things. And there's not really a great way to do it. And there are a lot of bugs. There are a lot of bugs. I literally left the space anomaly, which is whatever, and I went to go and land on my freighter ship, the big one, and so I turn on this like warp drive kind of thing, which takes me there quicker, and it puts me inside of the ship. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't you want to go inside the ship? No, it put my ship inside of the ship, out of bounds, in a place that I couldn't get out of. I was fucking trapped, just banging into invisible wall after invisible wall, and I had to reset my save state. So, not a lot of fun when stuff like that happens, but overall, I would give the game a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think with some more bug fixes and even more content added to it, the game could be even more enjoyable, but in the current state that it's in, it's really only like a 7.5 out of 10. So I would recommend that you play it, but it's only for a very, very specific type of person. If you like games with a lot of action, you're not going to like this game. Basically, the only action that you get is if you get attacked on a planet by the Sentinels, or if a space pirate attacks you. That's pretty much it. Don't expect a lot of fucking action. But it's still a fun game, and again, I definitely would recommend it to a certain type of person. The type of person that likes open world, that finds space fascinating, that kind of shit. A Redditor such as myself. We watch Rick and Morty here on the yourselfiegotleaked channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. But that being said, I hit my camera stand. This will be my last video ever, and I'm fucking serious this time. You guys are unappreciative, and I fucking hate you. Goodbye forever. I'll see you all in hell.